I know it's been a while since we've actually done this because we started doing an ACT review. So now we're back in rational functions. So how do we do it, right? We factor. So the top factors to y plus 5 times y plus 5, and then a y times y plus 3. And the bottom factors to y minus 3 times y plus 3 times y plus 5. Make ones. So there's that one. There's that one. And I get left with y times y plus 5 divided by y minus 3. Done. Okay? Nice job on the last one, Leslie. Good job.
Can she tell me the answer?
John wants you to tell him the answer because he doesn't want to do it. Second one, I'm going to factor again, is 5x minus 2 times 5x plus 2. And because this is division, I'm going to flip this one. So I've got x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 times x minus 3 times 5x minus 2. Make ones. So I've got 5x plus 2 divided by x minus 3. And then number 3, which is the fun one, not really, kind of, I don't know.
No.
John says no. I'm going to factor out an a on this one, and I get left with a squared minus b squared. So the top is going to factor to a times a minus b times a plus b. And then the second one is going to be 2a plus b and 2a minus b. And then this flips, so I get a minus 1. And then the bottom is going to factor to, let's see, 2a and b, and they're both plus. Okay, plus and plus. And then the second trinomial factors to a and b, and they're both minus this time. And then I'm going to factor an a out and get a plus 1. Whew. And then I need to make a whole bunch of ones. So a and a minus b and a minus b, a plus b and a plus b, 2ab, 2a plus b and 2a plus b. And I think that's it. So my answer is going to be 2a minus b times a minus 1 over a minus b times a plus 1. Done.
I didn't get that.
You didn't even try.
I didn't even pay attention.
Oh, my Lanta. Okay. So we're moving on today to adding and subtracting. So we did multiplying and dividing, so now we're going to add and subtract, right? So how do I add and subtract fractions? If the denominator is the same, do you not have the notes? Do you need the packet? You don't need it? Awesome. Okay. If the denominator is the same, I just add the numerator and then simplify it. But if the denominator, so the first page, the first one, all the denominators are the same. Just need to say that. So on the first one, right, my denominators are the same denominator. So I get 10 over 5n, and then I can simplify that to 2 over n. Done. Whew. Simple, yeah? Number 2, my denominators are still the same. They're x plus y, okay, just a little more complicated, same denominator. And it's add, so I'm just going to add them together. So x plus x is 2x, and negative 3y plus 5y is 2y all over x plus y. Well, I can factor the top. I can take a 2 out of the top, and I get x plus y all over x plus y. So my answer is 2. Period. Any questions? He's doing okay? Awesome. Okay, and then the last one, or number 3, the last one I'm going to do before your turn. Subtract sign, denominators are the same. So I'm going to get, let's see, let's start over here. 5 minus 6a is negative a, and negative 4 minus a minus 11 is plus 7. And then I'm going to factor the bottom. So a and a, 7 and 1, and I need a negative 6, so that's negative 7, positive 1. I can factor the top. I can factor a negative 1 out of the top, and I'm going to get a minus 7 all over a minus 7, a plus 1, make a 1, and I get negative 1 all over a plus 1. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 4 problems for you guys to do. I'm going to try and keep them up here so John can still see them because he says he can't see, but he's sitting in the back of the room. Okay, sorry. Okay, so my Lanta. My denominator's the same. So I'm going to add my terms together. So I get a plus 5a is 6a, and negative 4b plus negative 5b is negative 9b, all over 30a cubed. And 3 goes into all of them, so I should get 2a minus 3b all over 10a cubed. Yellow, does that make sense? Okay. I can't take an A away from all of them because there's no A in this third term, so I can't take the A's away. There's not an A in all 3 of them. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read people's comments and talk at the same time. I probably shouldn't try and do that. B, x minus x is 0. And then, that would probably help if I did that one right. And negative 6y minus a negative 2y is negative 4y over 10y squared x. And then that y goes away, and one of those y's goes away. And it's also divisible by 2. So negative 2 over 5xy. You could probably left it yx. That's fine also.
Okay, I got one right.
Oh, awesome. And then number C, let's see, a plus a is 2a, and negative 4b plus negative 6b is negative 10b, all divisible by 10a squared b. So they're all divisible by 2, so I should get a minus 5b, all divisible by 10a squared b. Okay, oh, not, did I say 10? I thought I said 10. Woo, 5a squared b. I might have said 10, but I wrote 5, so that was right. Whew. Okay, and then the last one on this page, wow, I'm doing really good today. V minus v is 0. Negative 4 minus a negative 5 is 1. And then since it's just 1 on top, there's nothing, I can't factor anything in the denominator. Oh, yeah, I always say number. Just so you know, number C instead of letter. So number D, just because it is some number. A variable is just some number. We don't know what it is. So I always say number. Sorry about that, yellow. And I didn't factor the factor D because there's nothing that can be crossed off. So I just left the denominator the same. Okay, is there any questions on that? Are we okay? I know some of you guys' brains are dead from taking the ACT. Thank you for showing up for class. I do need to say quickly to my sophomores that are in here, there should be like 5 of you. You need to be here on the 25th. That's your test day.
Why?
Because you have to take the Aspire.
I'm going to be in front.
They will chase you down and make you take it whether you're here or not. So that whole week is your Aspire test. So each day would be math, language arts, writing, reading.
No.
Yeah.
What are the ACT
No.
tests for?
Why? What's the point?
I don't know,
What was
because
the reason?
we have to do it. Because they tell us we have to do it, so we have to do it. There's just some things in this life we have to do, and this is one of them. Taking the Aspire is one of the things we have to do.
I forget. It's not just going to be. It's a whole thing.
So, trust me, the teachers are asking why also. Okay, so we have to do it. They're telling us. Yeah, it's the Aspire. I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna fail the Aspire.
It's like doing anything, though, right?
Not for you guys. It's not for college. It's not. It's just
It's just
yeah,
data.
data. Yeah.
School
I'm going to fail.
statistics, right?
Please don't fail, because it really reflects on your teachers.
Oh.
For you?
Yeah. Yes, for me. Please don't fail. Please don't fail.
But Spanish, chemistry?
The Math Aspire is on the 25th. The juniors do not have to take the Math Aspire. Your test is the ACT. So juniors test is ACT. But I have like 5 sophomores in this class. So those sophomores have to take the sophomore Aspire test. So if you're a junior, this information on the 25th has nothing to do with you guys. It just has to do with the 5 sophomores that are in this class. Did that help a little bit? Okay, so the next section is we're going to find the least common multiple of each pair of polynomials, or set. I should probably have said set of polynomials because some of them have 3 of them in there. So basically, we're going to find a common denominator. That's kind of what we're trying to do, is just find a common denominator. So I want to find the smallest number that all of the terms go into. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking. The smallest number that everything goes into. Not what goes into both numbers, but the smallest number that all the numbers go into. Very slight difference. So for number 1, the smallest number that 5 and 8 go into is 40. Okay? That's the smallest number that they both go into. And then the smallest y that both y and y cubed go into is y cubed. So my common denominator, which is my least common multiple, which is my common denominator, that's what I'm looking for now, is 40y cubed. Is there any questions? No? Is that okay? Any questions at home? Okay. So the next one's a little harder because it's got some squares in there, right? So again, I'm going to factor it first. So this would be x minus 3 and x plus 3. Okay, and then the second one would be x minus 3 and x minus 3. Okay. So when I'm talking about common denominator here, I really want everything. How do I want to say this? The smallest amount that's in both denominators, or both terms in this case, because they're not really denominators yet, but very shortly they are going to be denominators, okay, because we're adding fractions, right? So I always, when they're factors terms, I always just start with one denominator. So I'm going to start with this first one. My common sorry, oh my goodness. My common denominator has to have this in there at the least. So it has to have that whole term in there. So it has to have x minus 3 and x plus 3 in there. So that has to be part of it. Then I go to the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, how many ever there are. There's only 2 in this case. And I say, what does this one have that this one needs? Anybody? You're the only one in my class, so I'm just looking at you, so.
I'm confused, man.
What does this denominator, we're going to say denominator, have that my common denominator needs?
Another x minus.
Yeah, another x minus 3. So, yeah, another x minus 3, period. So I'm just going to put a little square there because that makes it easier. So I need 2 x minus 3s and 1 x plus 3. And that's my common denominator. That's how I look at it. Then. Questions? Let me look at the camera so I'm actually looking at you guys. Okay. But then I can't see you raise your hand or read your comments if I look at the camera. Okay. So I want you guys to try the next 3 problems. Go. But then John can't see it, sorry.
It's fine. Do I just call my iPad?
So for A, the smallest number that 30, 40, and 60 go into is 120. And then u to the 6th, that's my smallest u. And v squared would be v squared. And t to the 4th and t cubed would be t to the 4th. There we go. And then for B, let's see, I've got A, and A. So A is the smallest number that A goes into. B cubed, B6, and B. So that would be B to the 6th. C squared, C to the 4th. C to the 5th would be the smallest. So there's my common denominator there. And then numero C. Let's see, if I factor this out, I'm going to factor 4 out, and I get x squared minus 4. So that gives me x minus 2, x plus 2. And then out of this one, I'm going to factor a 6. X squared minus 4x plus 4. X minus 2, x minus 2. Okay. So the smallest number that both 4 and 6 goes into is 12. Okay, so there's got to be a 12 in there. And then I'm going to have x minus 2 and x plus 4. What else does my common denominator need that this one has? Well, another x minus 2. So there's my common denominator.
Wait, why the x plus 4?
Sorry. 2. I think I said 2 and wrote 4. My bad. Let me rewrite it. Plus 2. Being all writing badly today. Sorry. Questions? I'm not sure. Let me look back through the thing, but I don't think anybody actually put the 12 in front. There's still a number that we have to have the common denominator from. People put the x minus 2 squared and x plus 2, but they didn't get the 12. So remember, it has to have something that, everything in the common denominator, not just partials. Okay? Questions? You guys are awesome. Awesome sauce. Hi, Isaac. Yes, dear.
I'm not ready for the ACC,
I'm sorry.
like, actually,
Are you taking yours Thursday?
no, next Tuesday.
Okay. Well, everyone today said it was really bad, just so you know. Okay, so now we're going to move, right? We're still adding and subtracting, but now our denominators are different. Yay. Okay, so before we add them together, we need to find a common denominator. So what is my common denominator? Oh, my Lent, I can't talk. My common denominator between 15x squared and 5x. 15x squared is correct. See, he says the 15x squared really quietly, and then he yells, period. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to say, what does this denominator need that my common denominator has? Nothing, right? They're the same. So basically, I'm going to just I'm going to kind of do this in step. So basically, I'm going to multiply this by 1 because they're the same, right? 1 over 1. So what does this denominator need that will turn it, I guess I could say, that will turn it into my common denominator? So what do I multiply 5x by to get 15x squared? 3x. So I'm going to multiply this by 3x. And because I don't want to change the value, I'm going to multiply it by 1. So that's 3x over 3x, right? Is everyone okay with that concept? Okay. So then I get 1 times 2 is 2. Plus 3 times 3x is 9x. And I can't simplify that because none of the terms are the same or oh my Lanta, can be reduced by the same number. Wow, okay. So that's it. I'm done with that one. Finished. Number 2. What's my common denominator between 2x and 2xy? I didn't hear what you said.
17.
You did say something. 2xy, yes. So my common denominator is 2xy. What does this denominator need that my common denominator has? A y, yeah, good, yellow. So I'm going to multiply this by y over y. What does this denominator need that my common denominator has? Nothing, right? So I'm just going to multiply this one by 1 over 1. I really don't have to multiply it by 1 over 1, but I'm doing it anyways, so you can see that it's the same for both of them. Sorry. So 2y times y is 2y squared, minus 5 times 1 is 5. And again, I can't simplify anything, so I'm done with this problem. Also, finished. Questions? Oh, my Lanta. Okay, now you guys try. A and B. Wow, I put A in there. It's one for you guys to do after this one. Oh, well. At the first problem, right? I'm looking at number, whatever, letter A. And for me, I'm going to factor in a 2 out of that. So my common denominator is just 2 times x minus 2. And that means that this denominator needs a 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 over 2. And that the second denominator doesn't need anything. So I get 2x plus 2 minus x plus 1. So I do want to caution you, remember that you do have to add things together before you can simplify. So I can't simplify from here because I'm not multiplying. I can't do that. I have to add everything first before I simplify. So then this would be x plus 3 all over 2 times x minus 2. Now I can simplify if I could, but I can't. I don't know if that helps.
Did I get this one wrong?
No, because the bottom would be 2x minus 4. That's what you wrote.
I don't know my topic is. All right.
How is your top different? How's your top different? I thought you put x plus 3.
No.
Isn't that what you put when you held up your iPad?
No.
Oh, you put your iPhone there?
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Is it because you did not distribute the negative?
Yes, exactly.
There you go. Are you glad I kind of knew what it was? Okay, what's my common denominator on this one? Yes, 5n squared. So 5n squared. So what does this denominator need? N squared. So I'm just going to multiply the top. It's going to become 3m n. Oh, that's not an n. Dang it. Sorry, you guys. 3m n squared plus 5. Can't simplify anything. That's it. I so used the wrong sense when I spelled that. Sorry. It's because I can't really spell. Okay. So now we're moving on to a little harder. So each time we do this, we're getting a little bit harder. So this one's not too bad, actually. So if I write 4 as a fraction, I put a 1 underneath it, right? So my common denominator is just x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply this side by x plus 1 over x plus 1. So I get distribute 4x plus 4 plus x minus 3. Combine my like terms, and I get 5x plus 1 all over x plus 1. Questions? Oh, there. Okay. The next one's quite a bit harder. Just going to say. I don't know why this one's in this section, but we're still going to do it. So I'm going to factor the bottom, and I always try and factor the bottom to see if I have something common in both denominators. So if I factor out a 3a, I get a minus 3. So my common denominator is going to be 6a times a minus 3. So what does this denominator need that this one has? Well, it needs everything. So I'm going to multiply by 3a squared minus 9a. So I only have to multiply things through once. And what does this denominator need? Well, it needs a 2. So basically what happened, I kind of cross-multiplied on this one. So I end up with, let's see, what do I end up with? 15a cubed minus 45a squared. And then this is a minus, so I've got to distribute this and multiply by 2. So it's negative 2a plus 6. I can factor that.
No.
And I can simplify it.
No.
So I'm going to factor this by grouping. I'm going to group this into 2 different pieces. I'm going to group it there and there. So out of the first one, I'm going to factor a 15a squared, and I get left with a minus 3. And out of the second group, I'm going to actually factor a negative 2, and I get left with a minus 3. And on the bottom, it's the same, 6a times a minus 3. And I don't actually have to do anything else from here because I have a like term in all 3 terms. Do you see that? What's my like term? A minus 3 is my like term. So that means that a minus 3, because it's in all 3 terms, can go away. And what do I get left with? 15a squared minus 2 divided by 6a. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I think the 2 that you have to do, you will find are easier than that one, just so you guys know. Okay. The last 2 on this page. Go. Okay. He's like, you're ignoring me in capital letters. So my common denominator this time, because nothing is in common. Good, Daniel. Yes. So super close. I don't know how you got 16.
Is it?
How'd you get 16? I'll figure out how you got 16 in it when I'm doing this. So my common denominator is 5 times 2v minus 1. So this side needs to be multiplied by 5, and this side needs to be multiplied by 2v minus 1. So I get 5v minus 15 plus 12v minus 6. Did you get 16? I still don't know. So that means I equal 17v minus 21 all over 5 times 2v minus 1. Oh, okay. I really couldn't figure out how you got -1. I was like, I don't know. Okay, good. There you go. And then the second one, did you get that?
No, because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, well, I'm not pausing.
Wait. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so on this one, again, I don't have a common denominator. I mean, neither one of them have anything in common, so they're both the common denominator. So that means this is x minus 4 times 3x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3x minus 5, and this side by x minus 4. So I'm going to get, what am I going to get? 15x minus 25. And then this is a minus sign, so it's -3. So it's -3x plus 12. So I'm going to get 12x minus 13. Yeah, minus 13. So x minus 4 times 3x minus 5. Done.
Okay, now I get it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, y'all. Does that make sense? Questions, anybody? Everybody?
Yeah, well,
Anybody and everybody?
Eric's like,
Okay. Harder now. Okay, common denominator. I'm going to factor my common denominator. This time we're factoring the common denominator. So now what's different about the next ones? Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. About the different, then, oh, my Lanta. I can't talk. Okay. Okay, so what's different about these next ones is I'm going to have to factor my at least one of my denominators before I find the common denominator. So the left-handed side one would be x minus y and x plus y. So my common denominator, I think, is going to be x minus y and x plus y. So it looks like this side needs an x plus y. Ugh, okay, so we've got a 6xy minus, and then x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, which is going to equal -x squared plus 4xy minus y squared all over x minus y and x plus y. Done. What?
The internet just
does the
kicked you
negative
out.
not distribute?
I did distribute it.
So it's only for the first thing?
Yeah, I distributed it. So,
Never mind.
okay. Okay.
Kim, was your Wi-Fi still working? I just got kicked out of
No, yeah, my Wi-Fi's still working.
Zoom. Why did I get kicked out?
Maybe the teacher kicked you out.
No, it says I have no internet.
He said she's not even paying attention.
Yeah, I was participating.
Maybe he said, "Oh, I recognize that room. She's in the school. Why isn't she in my class?"
No, I have my camera on. I guess that means I'm done.
You should probably send him a message saying you got kicked off. Your Wi-Fi died.
Last time I was in his class in person, he didn't talk to me, he might have asked me. It's like, this man, he literally said, "Hey, I need a-"
So the top doesn't factor, by the way, so I can't do anything else. So then number 2, I need to factor both denominators. Oh, this one's going to be fun. So I think this is going to be x plus 5 and x plus 6. And this one is going to be, sorry, I'm checking time, x plus 5 and x plus 4. So my common denominator should be, let's see, x plus 5 times x plus 6 times x plus 4. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so this denominator needs a x plus 4. And this one needs an x plus 6. So I'm going to get x squared plus 4x, and this is a negative 5. So minus 5x minus 30? Minus 30. So I'm going to get x squared minus x minus 30 all over, x plus 5 times x plus 6 times x plus 4. And I think I can factor the top. Minus 6 plus 5. Great. X plus 5 times x plus 6. So those go away. So I get left with x minus 6 all over x plus 6 times x plus 4. Done. That was an ugly problem.
See you later.
Bye, Annie.
Oh, lucky.
Actually, it wasn't really that ugly, just so you guys know.
Huh?
There's much uglier problems we're going to deal with today,
No.
if we have time. If
No.
not, we'll do it next class.
No.
Yes. Before we start solving.
No.
Yes.
No.
Isaac, do you have a question? Okay.
Just try and do things up here.
That's okay. I can make it a little bigger, you guys. Oh! I know. And now I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Is there any questions at home? Everyone okay with that one? Okay, now you guys are going to try it. I'm pretty sure. Let me look. That'd be much easier. Yes, yes, you are. Yeah, let's go ahead and have you guys do this, and then we'll finish the last page. Next classroom. Wow, okay. Why don't you know the common denominator? Oh, my Lanta. Okay, what's my common denominator? If there isn't one, it's both of them. My Lanta. So it's 5n minus 6 times n plus 5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to multiply this one by n plus 5, and I'm going to multiply this one by 5n minus 6.
Yeah.
So I get 6n squared plus 30n minus 20. Minus 20n. Is that not what I got? Oh, no, that's, because I can't subtract. That's what I did wrong. Okay. And then plus 24. So that equals 6n squared plus 10n plus 24. What?
Why is it plus 24?
Because a negative 4 times a negative 6 is a positive 24.
I thought it was a positive.
This is a minus, right? Minus 4?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a -6. Never mind.
All divided by 5n minus 6 times n plus 5. So on my paper, I'm just going to tell you what I did. I took 30 minus 20 and got 6. Do not ask me how I got 6. I don't know. I have no clue. So I think I can factor out a 2. I'm going to do that and see. So 3n squared plus 5n plus 12. Is there any way I can make that work? I'm pretty sure there isn't. because they're all pluses. I don't think that that can work. 5n minus 6 and n plus 5. So there you go. Ugly, but there it is. Okay. And then B, again, guess what? They don't have anything in common. They don't have anything in common. So they're both the common denominator. So that would be 2x plus 5 times x minus 5. Hey, I'm doing good. I got so many minutes left. X minus 5 times 2x plus 5. That gives me 4x minus 20 plus 8x plus 20. So that gives me 12x all over 2x plus 5 times x minus 5. Right?
So I do a question. What do you mean they don't have anything in common?
The denominators.
Okay.
So like some of them, I might be able to factor out, like say, what if this said, I'm going to try and make up something so I could get it in common. So,
Is it 12x or just 12?
oh, 12x, sorry, 12x. I think I said 12x and I just wrote 12. So say, what if this one said 3x minus 15, and then I could factor out a 3 and it'd be x minus 5. So they would have an x minus 5 in common.
Okay.
See, but like that's what I mean, if they have anything in common.
3 in that case?
Yeah, no, my common denominator would be 3x minus 5, but I'd only multiply this side by 3. Does that make sense? But so if they don't have anything in common, I just multiply them by both things. Does that make sense? We're going to come back to this next class period. Okay. Go ahead and work through this. So remember, in order to add and subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator. So I'm going to factor out this denominator, x plus 2, x minus 2. So here's my denominators. And I want to write my common denominator. So my common denominator is going to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay? And that includes this, that takes care of this denominator, and this denominator. So it's my common denominator. So then I'm going to ask myself, what does this denominator need that my common denominator has? Well, it needs an x minus 2. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 2. And of course, I'm going to multiply the bottom by x minus 2 also. I just don't have enough room to write it in there. And then what am I going to multiply this denominator by the x minus 2 denominator? Well, I need an x plus 2 in there and an x plus 2. Okay, and then this last one doesn't need anything. So then I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to distribute these through. And then this is a minus sign that I wrote over here. So this is a minus that I'm going to distribute through. So I've got negative 2x plus 4 plus 5x plus 10 minus x minus 3. And if I combine my like terms, let's see, I've got 2x 14 plus 11 all over x plus 2 times x minus 2. I think I added that right. 14 minus 3, 2, negative 3, negative 2, positive 2. Yeah, so that should be my answer because I can't simplify it any further. Is there any questions? Okay, so what I did is I know in your packet, if you have it, that there is another page. Well, I moved the other page with the complex fractions to the end of this recording. What I did is I put another page in that one and this one. So this page right here with these problems are in your Canvas module under the 6.3 adding and subtracting rationals. So it is in there. So I'm just going to go over these 8 problems unless people say we're okay to go. But I think I felt like we needed to go over this. So I need a common denominator. So they have nothing in common. The denominators have nothing in common. So my common denominator is going to be x minus 4 times x plus 2. Okay, and what does my first denominator need? Well, it needs the x plus 2. And my second fraction needs the x minus 4. Okay? Any questions? Oh, look. Nice job. And then I'm going to distribute. So I've got 5x squared plus 10x plus 2x squared minus 8x, which should give me, what does that give me? 7x squared plus 2x all over x minus 4 times x plus 2. And even if I factored the top, I could factor an x out of the top. It's not going to give me anything that will make a 1, so I can just stop there. Nice job, Emma. Okay? Any questions? So what I'd like you guys to do, please, is do the next 3 problems. Okay? And put the answers in the chat box. 3, I'm just going to write the answer down, and then if you want me to go over any of them, just let me know. And I hope I have them written down in order here. So number 2 should be 35n minus 142 divided by 9 times n minus 4. And 3 should be negative 4p divided by p plus 2 times 3p plus 2. And number 4 should be negative 8a plus 7 divided by 2a plus 1 times a plus 6. Is there any questions? Will I go through 3? Of course I will. Yeah. So number 3, the first thing I noticed in number 3 is on the first fraction that there's a 3 in all 3 terms. So I rewrote this one as p over p plus 2 because that, and then this turns into a 2. So they're all divisible by 3. And then it's minus 3p all over 3p plus 2. So my common denominator should be p plus 2 all times 3p plus 2. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3p plus 2 and this one by p plus 2. And so I get 3p squared plus 2p minus 3p squared minus 6p. So that's going to be negative 4p all over p plus 2 times 3p plus 2. But Emma, I just want to say this really quick. I think your answer, correct me if I'm wrong, was negative 12p all over 3p plus 6 times 3p plus 2. Was that right? Okay, so I can get from this answer that you wrote to my answer by doing this. I can do negative 12p, and then on the bottom, I can factor a 3 out and get p plus 2 times 3p plus 2, right? And then 3 goes into 12 4 times. So I could get there either way. You could do it, do the way you did and then simplify the denominator, or you can simplify it first and go the way I did. Either way works. You just have to realize that on this one, I can factor out a 3. Does that help? Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next 4 and see how you guys do. So, oh, let's see, number 5. Number 5. Number 5 is, let's see, negative 6n squared over 2n plus 1. Number 6 should be 5x squared minus 16x minus 8, all divided by x plus 4 times x minus 2. Number 7 should be, where's number 7? There we go. 3x squared plus 20x plus 18 divided by x times x plus 2 times x plus 3. I told you it was in the Canvas page. And number 8 is 5k minus 9 times k plus 4, all divided by k minus 6 times k plus 1. Under yesterday's lesson. This is just a continuation of yesterday's lesson. Is there any questions on any of them?
Campbell, I must be doing something wrong because I got all those wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know, Conrad, I didn't know what you were doing. So, do you have your work?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go ahead and finish the next 3 problems, and I'll come and see what you're doing wrong. Or do you want me to go ahead and, here, let me go ahead and, did you get all 4 of them wrong?
Yeah.
Did you get this one wrong too? Number 5?
Which one?
Number 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead because no one else is saying anything. Did everyone else okay? Or do I need to? No one else is saying anything. Okay, so I'll just go over it, Conrad, really quick. So what I'm doing, remember, since there's no common denominator, right? So basically, this is how I kind of think about it. If there's nothing in common with the denominator, right? There's no common factor or anything in the denominator. I'm going to basically multiply, kind of cross multiply. This is kind of how I think about it, you guys, honestly. I'm going to cross multiply this way, and then for my common denominator, I'm going to multiply that way. So,
since there's a 6 and a 2, can't you divide that first?
Yeah, you can. You can divide that one first too, yes. But then I still need a common denominator. So I'm still going to have my common denominator. I just did this one and then I simplified at the end. So I'll show you how I did this one, okay? So I did 6n, right? So I multiplied this way. Let me erase all this and I'll show you one step. So I multiplied these ones first, right? And now I'm going to multiply this one. So negative 6n times 2n is negative 12n squared. And then 1 times negative 6n is negative 6n, all divided by 2 times 2n plus 1. Okay? And so that gives me negative 12n squared divided by 2 times 2n plus 1. And then the 2 goes into the 12 6 times, and then I get that. Is that okay?
I don't know, that makes like perfect sense to me, but I didn't get it right. Like I feel like I know how to do it, but I just don't get it right ever.
I don't know. So what I need to do then is maybe I just need to see what your work. Does that make sense? So let me finish the next 3 problems because we only have 3 problems left. And then we can go into a breakout room and you can show me your work and we'll figure it out. Are you okay with that? Because that's the same thing I did on the last one. I just kind of cross multiplied and then found things that were the same. Actually, there's nothing the same on all the rest of them. But yeah, cross multiplied. Combine like terms. But we'll figure it out. Okay? So let me go finish the next 3 and then we'll come back and find out what's going on with where it's probably just some little thing, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so the last we're going to do is compound fractions. And this is back in your notes. So this should be back in your notes from in the packet. This is kind of like dividing, right? The problem is I have to do I have to add and subtract on the top and the bottom first before I can flip and multiply. So I have to take care of the top one and take care of the bottom one, make it into one fraction before I can actually make it a division problem. So I want to take care of the top. I'm just going to look at the top first, and I want my common denominator, which I know my common denominator in the top should be x. And so that should become x plus 1. And then in the bottom, my common denominator should be x squared. So I'm going to multiply by x squared over here. So that should be x squared minus 1. Okay, are we okay so far? Any questions on that one? And now I just have, like we did when we were doing the multiply and divide, now I have a divide problem. So this should become x plus 1 divided by x times x squared over x plus 1 times x minus 1. So the plus 1's go away, and 1x goes away, and I should get, what should I get? X over x minus 1. So I'm going to do the top. Basically, I'm doing 3 problems in this one. So I'm going to do the top problem first, the adding one on the top one, the adding one on the bottom one, and then it turns into a division problem. Okay? So I want you guys to try this one, these two, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So let's do the first one. If I'm just looking at the top part here, and I'm only looking at this part, my common denominator for that should be 3x. That means this denominator needs a 3. So 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2. Minus 2. And then the second one, my common denominator should be 6x. And that means this one needs a 6. So I've got 6 minus 5. So I've got 4 over 3x divided by 1 over 6x. So I flip the second one, right? This is division. Fractions, how do you divide fractions? You flip the second one and it becomes multiplication. So this is 4 over 3x times 6x over 1. So the x's go away. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so that is 8. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. And then B. B is a little more complicated. So I'm going to deal with the top part first again. And so my common, I'm going to, like I kind of did on the other ones, I'm going to cross multiply. So I've got x plus 1 times x plus 2 minus x minus 1 times x minus 1. All divided by x minus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, and then of course that's all divided by, and luckily I don't have to do anything to the denominator except factor, so that's going to be 5x plus 3 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply the top out. So the top becomes, what does the top become? X squared plus 3x plus 2 minus x squared minus 2x plus 1. Oh, I might have actually did mine wrong. I did do mine wrong. Wow, okay. All divided by x minus 1 times x plus 2 all divided by 5x plus 3 all over x minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, so combine your like terms, right? So, ooh, I'm going to make myself, I have plenty of room. Okay, so that gives me 0, and then 5x plus 1. Wow, okay, all over x minus 1 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 times x plus 1 all over 5x plus 3. So the minus 1's cancel out. So what my final answer is just going to be is 5x plus 1 times x plus 1 all over x plus 2 times 5x plus 3. There's your answer. I don't have to multiply anything together. I'm not adding them together. I can stop there. That's it. Done. That's all. Questions? Okay. So I know that 2 of you completed your Delta math. Good job. Okay? Because I looked this morning. Good job.